In 1998, a 23-year-old named Joe Clark started his first real job at a manufacturing plant in Detroit. $14 an hour. No degree. No connections. No plan. His coworkers spent their paychecks the moment they hit. New rims. New clothes. Nights out. Joe understood the impulse. He felt it too. But Joe had grown up watching his father work the same job for 35 years and retire with almost nothing. And he made a quiet decision. That would not be his story. The week he got his first paycheck, he walked into a bank and opened a savings account. He transferred 10% before he could spend it. $56. That was it. His buddies laughed. "Joe, you can't get rich saving $56. He just shrugged. "Maybe. But I can get broke spending it." He lived below his means. Not miserably, but intentionally. He drove the same truck for 11 years. He cooked at home. He didn't do design or anything. Every raise he got, he increased his savings rate. 10% became 12%, then 15%, then 20%. The lifestyle didn't change. The account did. At 27, he read a book that changed everything. The Richest Man in Babylon. He'd never heard of compound interest before. When he understood it, he couldn't sleep. He opened a brokerage account the next morning, started putting $200 a month into an S&P 500 index fund. He didn't know much, but he knew enough to start. The market dropped in 2001. His coworkers who had invested pulled out in panic. Joe kept buying. "Stocks are on sale," he told himself. 2008 hit. The financial crisis. His portfolio dropped 40% in 6 months. His wife was scared. His in-laws told him to pull everything out. He didn't. He actually increased his monthly contribution because he'd learned that the people who built wealth weren't the ones who got out. They were the ones who stayed in. By 35, Joe had $180,000 invested. He wasn't rich, but he was building. Quietly. Consistently. While everyone around him was still wondering where their money went. At 38, he and his wife bought a duplex. They lived in one unit and rented the other. The rent covered the mortgage. Suddenly, he owned property and it cost him nothing monthly. He bought a second rental property at 41. By now, the compounding was doing work he couldn't do manually. The money was making money. And he barely noticed. On his 45th birthday, Joe sat down with a financial advisor for the first time. The advisor ran the numbers, then looked up. "Mr. Clark, between your investment accounts, your retirement fund, and your rental properties, your net worth is $1.3 million. Joe drove home in his same old truck, told his wife over dinner. She put her fork down. They sat there for a long time without saying anything. His son asked why he didn't buy a nicer car. Joe said, "Because the truck got me here. And where I'm going, I don't need to impress anyone to get there. Here's the math most people never see. If you save and invest just $300 a month starting at 25 at a 7% average return, by 65 you have over $800,000. From $300 a month. Joe didn't have a finance degree. He didn't have a high salary. He had one rule he never broke. Pay yourself first. Before the rent. Before the groceries. Before everything. The secret isn't the percentage. It's the consistency. It's doing it when you don't feel like it. When the market is down. When life gets expensive. Every single month. Most people plan to start investing when they have more money. Joe started with $56 and never stopped. That's the only difference between him and everyone else. You don't need to be rich to invest. You need to invest, get rich. And you need to start before you feel ready. Because ready never comes. Only now comes. Here's your challenge. This week, open an investment account. Put in whatever you can. $25, $50, $100. The amount doesn't matter right now. The habit does. If Joe's story made you think differently about money, hit that like button right now. And drop a comment. What's one financial habit you're starting this month? Subscribe. Every week, one story about one ordinary person who made one smart decision and changed their financial future forever. Your story could be next.